The Jackson 5 were on top of the world, making hits after hits after hits, touring all over the world, to the east, to the west. The Jackson 5 loved touring, and they loved staying in the hotels that they were in. Either they threw water balloons below the balcony, or they had pillow fights, but the nights did not always end kid-friendly. Almost every night, the brothers would tell Michael to go lay on the bed and pretend he was sleeping. Michael listened closely. He did not sleep, but he heard girls coming into the room. As he was trying his best to pretend sleeping, he heard the girls and his brothers having sex. While the Jackson 5 sang "I Want You Back" live, and Michael wore his famous purple hat, the audience started getting very crazy, pushing against the stage. Eventually, they jumped up and chased the Jackson 5. They ran through hallways. Paparazzis got crazy everywhere. Some of the Jacksons even got attacked by some of the fans. Michael was grabbed and attacked and scratched in the face. They weren't hurting him, they were just freaking out. Security had to save them and put them in their limo to drive away. That's when Michael knew his life would never be the same again. After this incident, they went to the hotel. While most of the brothers went downstairs to get some breakfast, Michael and Marlon went into the room. But then they heard Jermaine walk in with a young woman. They both hid under the bed very quickly. Jermaine and the young woman sat on the bed, talking dirty and kissing and making out. Michael was traumatized, but Marlon found it funny. He grabbed the lady's leg. The lady thought it was Jermaine touching her, but it wasn't. That's when Jermaine found out that Michael and Marlon were under the bed. They quickly got out and ran away, while Jermaine was trying to chase him away. Marlon was making fun of him as they ran through the hallway. While Michael was in his hotel room, he heard 2 knocks on the door, but the person came in anyway. But it was 2 people. It was 2 prostitutes. One of the prostitutes said, "Goodbye to your virginity." Michael was confused. He was frightened. He looked to his left to see a Bible. He grabbed it and opened it to read it. The prostitutes were freaked out and confused, and they walked out. LaToya Jackson, Michael's sister, walked in to see her brother crying with a Bible in his hand.
The Jackson 5 were on top of the world. They released albums such as Dancing Machine and Get It Together. They sold 2 million records in 6 weeks, which made history in the music industry. They were the most famous group and people on the planet.
While touring in New York, Michael had to ask a prostitute some questions. He tried not to think of the last incident he had with the prostitute. He brought the woman up to his room to ask her questions. The first question being, "Why are you a prostitute?" And she answered, "I do it for the money." She felt like Michael was pretty interested, and she undid her blouse, revealing her breast. Michael quickly looked away, saying, "Please, put them back. I can't have sex with you." She was so confused that she just wrote on a piece of paper saying, "Call me next time you want to screw." Michael asked, "Screw?" She said, "Next time you want to get off." Michael, traumatized even more. The Jackson family had to talk. They wanted to leave Motown, and they wanted to go to Epic Records, but there was many problems. Jermaine would not leave Motown because he revealed to the family he was getting married to Berry Gordy's daughter, Hazel Gordy. The only way Jermaine would be able to be and stay in Motown is leaving the Jacksons. This was a very hard choice to make, and all the brothers were very sad. Jermaine left the group. The Jackson 5 had no other choice but to get rid of the 5 in their name, since Motown owned the name of the Jackson 5. They changed their name to the Jacksons. They were devastated of Jermaine leaving, but this would only bring them down to 4 brothers. That's why the youngest brother, Randy Jackson, took Jermaine's place, making the 5 of them again. One morning, walking into the kitchen of the Encino home, Michael and Joseph were both in the kitchen. Joseph looked at Michael in disgust, saying, "God, you have a big nose. You didn't get it from my side of the family." Michael was destroyed. He started to hate the way he looked. He hated how his nose was big, and he had pimples. But Joseph wasn't the only one. Michael's own brothers, the Jacksons, they made fun of him, calling him names. Michael felt completely alone. He didn't know what to do. He started to get disconnected from his family more and more. Eventually, he didn't even know if he wanted to stay with the group anymore.
In 1978, Michael Jackson starred in his first film, The Wiz, portraying a scarecrow, alongside one of the first people to discover him, Diana Ross. At the age of 12 years old, Michael Jackson met his future music producer and co-star Quincy Jones, who played an Emerald City Gold pianist in The Wiz.
Michael had had enough with all the problems in the Jackson group. He didn't even feel connected to his own family. So he thought about it. What if he left them? What if he pursued his solo career, where he would be able to control his own music and make his own decisions, do stuff and no one can tell him nothing. No one can tell him what to do. After The Wiz, Michael contacted Quincy Jones. He asked him if he could help him produce his first solo album. Michael had to be careful though. He had to be careful of Joe. Michael made a vacation out of it, and he got his own hotel room. And every single day, he would go to the recording studio with Quincy Jones, recording songs. They're recording 9 songs for the album. Michael titled it Off the Wall. Once it was released in August of 1979, it became worldwide, a smash hit. It had popular singles such as Don't Stop Till You Get Enough and Rock With You. It became one of the best albums of the years. Michael was basically the best pop artist of all time at that time, and everybody knew that more stuff was coming. The Jacksons contacted Michael. Michael went over to the Encino house, and they informed him that they wanted to make their next album that would be titled Triumph. But Michael did not want to be part of the group anymore. So what was he gonna tell them?
Michael Jackson loved his family, but he knew he was destined to be a star, and leaving the Jackson 5 was a decision to better his career as a musical artist.